personal and sort of a mission. And that is to make sure you and your family and the people you love have a carbon monoxide detector. You know, I had had a carbon monoxide detector for years, plugged it in, never thought about it. I only had one. One night when I was laying in bed, it went off, but just for a couple of minutes. I didn't really think anything about it. Went through my day, got off the air. On the way home, something said to me, you know what, maybe you should go buy a new one, because I thought that one was broken. So I'll be honest, I stopped, I bought one for each floor. When I got them home and I plugged them in, they were blaring. Because realize carbon monoxide is odorless, it didn't smell like anything, and I thought it couldn't be happening to me. Well, thank goodness I did that, because those carbon monoxide detectors saved my life and my family's life. When I called 911, they came and they made sure that everything was fine.
Well, as Pat James mentioned, carbon monoxide is odorless. You can't see it. It's virtually undetectable unless you have an alarm or a detector. So Erica Swineford, she joins me this morning, and she brings the USI Permanent Power Carbon Monoxide Alarm. So welcome in.
Yes, thank you, Gabrielle. It's great to be here, and I love bringing this because I feel like I'm a mom on a mission with this product, because I just want so badly to see a carbon monoxide detector in every home, because like you said, it's odorless, colorless, tasteless. The only way to know that you have it is with a detector like this one, and so that's why it's so important that each and every home has one. And
well, why don't we start at the beginning?
Yeah.
Because what exactly is carbon monoxide and what causes it? Because we may have heard about it and you think, oh, it's just something that happens if you have a fireplace or
Exactly.
something.
Well, carbon monoxide is actually caused by the incomplete combustion of fossil fuels. And the sources are really all over our homes. If you live in a home, chances are there's a potential source of carbon monoxide there, because it's caused not just by fireplaces and coal burning stoves and things like that, but it's also caused by a variety of sources that are in every home, like your water heater. You know, check, we all have one of those, right? Your furnace, check, we all have one of those. An idling automobile in your garage or your neighbor's garage, grills, clothing dryers, ranges and vents in the kitchen, chimneys and portable heaters. So really, if you live in a home, chances are the potential is there for a carbon monoxide leak that happens, you know, just when things malfunction. And we all know that things malfunction on a regular day-to-day basis. And, you know, a lot of times we get asked the question, well, how many do I need? And definitely every home needs at least one. We really recommend, for minimum protection, one on every floor. You know, the next better level of protection is one outside every bedroom. But if you have heavy sleepers, if you have people that sleep with their doors closed, I know my teenage daughter likes to do both. She sleeps with their door closed and she's a heavy sleeper. It's really important that it's inside their bedroom, because it only works if you can hear it.
And that's really how smoke detectors are placed. They're inside the bedroom. So you'll want to do the same with your carbon monoxide. How does it work? How do we set it up?
Well, this one's great. So I hope we've convinced you to get a carbon monoxide detector. This one is great specifically because of a few things. One, it's a permanent power battery, which means for 10 years, there's already a battery embedded into this unit in the back. And for 10 years, this will be working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You don't have to do anything.
So no marking when, when we turn back the clock, go change the batteries.
Right. It's set. No, right, you don't have to do it with this one. So when you get it home, you'll have a red tab. And what that does is keep the battery fresh for you. You're gonna pull that tab, and that's just gonna start the battery and activate the carbon monoxide detector. Then you can mount it. We do give you a screw to mount it on a wall like you see here, or it stands on its own. So if you want to sit it somewhere, like, you know, your nightstand on a bookshelf, you can sit it anywhere. It'll stand on its own. I also love this one because it's one of the smallest units on the market, so very inconspicuous. The one that I had a few years ago at home was about this big, plugged into the wall, took up both outlets, so you couldn't plug in anything else there. And because this is battery powered, you don't have to worry if your power goes out. You know, this is working all the time for you, so you just have that peace of mind of knowing you and your family are protected.
Well, many of you are taking advantage of the buy more, save more. If you do pick up more than one of our carbon monoxide alarm, we'll knock $3 off the QVC price, bringing it down to $36.75. And you do also have the option of using Easy Pay, so it makes it easier to pick up more than one. That's only good for today, however. So if you just change the batteries in your smoke alarm, alarm. Well, now pick up your carbon monoxide
Right.
alarm while you're thinking about it. This is one of those things where you said, you know what, I will get around to it, and then you
Right.
don't. Tomorrow might be the day that you have that furnace malfunction. Tomorrow might be the day that that clothes dryer emits that excess carbon monoxide.
Right.
And how would I know, Erica, if I had a carbon monoxide leak?
Well, that's a great question. So we've actually modified this one so that it will show a reading. So we don't have carbon monoxide, in QVC, but we want to show you if it detects carbon monoxide in your home, what it would sound like and look like. So I'm going to push that button. You hear that
that's
4
loud.
beeps, yeah, followed by a pause, and then you'll hear another 4 beeps. It is loud. And it shows that numerical reading. Now, if it would go off in your home, you would want to call emergency services, get out of your house right away. And oftentimes they'll ask you for what that number is. That kind of gives them an idea of, the severity, and let them determine the source of the leak. I was just talking to somebody in the green room, and he was saying that his carbon monoxide had gone off the detector. And, at first he thought it's the detector. So many of us blame the detector and think, oh, something's wrong with it, it's malfunctioning, when in fact, it's actually detecting carbon monoxide. It happened with my aunt and uncle. I was sharing with you, my uncle had had a stroke, and so what he did when it started chirping was he took the battery out. Well, it's scary because then they ended up needing to get medical help because of it. And
Because there was an
because there
actual
was
leak.
a carbon monoxide leak. With this one, there's no unplugging it. There's no, unplugging it and just to silence it and forget about it. If this goes off, it'll show you that reading. You'll be able to call emergency services and tell them about the source of the leak. And it's just so important that every home is protected. So whether it's you or a family member that you're not sure if they have one, this is just a great, simple way. You just put it anywhere and it's working for them all the time.
And for 10 years.
Right, for
you
10
don't have
years,
to worry about
10
replacing
years.
batteries, recharging batteries. This is set. That works out to $3.97 a year.
Right.
That's, I think, one of the most inexpensive life insurance policies ever. As you said, just that peace of mind. There's so much that we have to worry about. Let's not worry about carbon monoxide. Let our USI alarm take care of it for us. And many of you are picking up more than one. Now 300 have been ordered. Take advantage of that buy more, save more. And this is something that does happen. I know our own Sandra Bennett has had an experience living in an apartment. So it might not even be inside your unit that you find the source.
Right.
If you live in an apartment, a condo, a townhome where you're attached to another home, you kind of have to be concerned about what the neighbors, what their sources might be.
You really do. And we all know, because life happens, that things malfunction. And carbon monoxide, again, because it's odorless, colorless, tasteless, the only way to know that you have it is with a detector like this one.
Well,
That's it.
V33657 Easy Pay does go away at the end of the day. You bring it home for $10. It already has its permanent battery. You take the tab out, you place it in the home, and your suggestion, minimum protection, you said one on each level.
Right, one on each level, and then better yet, one outside every bedroom. And if you have heavy sleepers or folks that sleep with the door closed, put one in the bedroom.
Well, Erica, thank you so
Thanks,
much for bringing it
Gabrielle.
to us.
Thank you.
Well, I want to let you know what we have coming up a little bit later. Check out my fancy footwear. All right, so 7:55, is our